Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome. Make sure you can hear me okay. And it's good to be on another live stream from Data+Train, and I'm Neil Hambly. So in this video, we're going to be again looking at the DA-100 certification. We're going to continue on from where we were with our previous live stream. So if you didn't see those before, you can go and watch the recordings. And this is day 7 of 31 days in August. So we're going live every single day in August. And we're going to be taking through the content of prepare the data inside of the model. So let's kind of start off with a high level kind of view as to what we're covering in this one. Let me just grab that on the screen and move that over. And also just to kind of give a heads up on who I am. My name is Neil Hambly, Microsoft certified trainer, data professional, 20 years, kind of been in BI kind of for pretty much all that time. And I kind of love PowerBI. It's an awesome tool. I was involved a little bit in the last round of kind of design for the course itself, the DA-100, and some of the exam questions. So I've kind of had a little bit of input onto the content. And I will be delivering this course for the very first time later in August, actually the week of the 17th of August, the 17th to the 20th. And you have a chance to win a seat on that. So we have a competition that you are currently running. And that competition is essentially, there's a code word I put out every day on the live stream. So we have 6 codes. We're going to have a code competition for every single day. So there's going to be a form. I'm going to give you all the details about this on tomorrow's live stream, the Saturday the 8th. But there's going to be a form you're going to go and fill in, and it will ask you for the code word for that day. So Sunday was the first day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today is day 6. And we're going to give you the code word very shortly throughout this session. And you put in the ones you know, and like you guess if you want to kind of don't know it, but you've got to put the right keyword in. And I'm very specific. So if you don't know what the keyword was, go back and look at the recordings for those days, and you'll see me announce the recordings. It's not in the description, it's in the recordings. So you can go and jot those down, and then when the competition opens, fill that in, and you'll get in the daily draw. We're going to do the drawing on Wednesday next week. So we got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for you to submit your entries. And then we're going to do a quick drawing, and we're going to see who wins every day. And those winners will get a 50% discount off the course. And we'll take those 6 winners and we'll put them into the main draw. And then we will choose a winner from those 6 winners, kind of a grandmaster winner, essentially. And they get a free training seat entry for the course starting on the 17th. That's the DA-100 course. Essentially, it's going to be, let me go down and quickly kind of show you what the course is going to be. So it's this data analyst associate role, and it's the DA-100 exam or course. That's the code that they're using. If I click on it, you will see that we have 2 ways to prepare. So get the cursor to go in, and we're going to look at the instructor-led one here. And here, the course here is a 4-day course. And if we click on the details, let me zoom out, not in. For some reason, it's not wanted. I always have problems with my Zoom. Now, I don't want it to do that. So I've got to figure out why it's doing it. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure. It's the software, I think, kind of just decides to be a bit challenging sometimes. So I'm going to click on that link, and this takes me to the 4-day course. So in there, we've got 13 different modules. So we look down a little bit further. Zoom's really giving me a bit of a headache today. There we go. And we go down, we'll see module 1, getting started, module 2, etc. And there's 13 different modules in this course over the 4 days. And you'll be able to either attend it for free if you win the competition, or pay. And everyone who enters will get a 25% discount voucher. I will also say our prices are already heavily discounted. So if you go to one of the major providers, it's going to be about $2,400 for the 4-day course. That's pretty nominal for a 4-day Microsoft course. We normally would charge $12.95, pretty much about half the cost of that. We're doing this one in August and October at $8.95. And then if you go and enter, we will send you via email a discount code. And you can enter that in, and that gives you 25% if you just enter, 50% if you're a daily winner, and 100% if you are the grand prize winner. So we look forward to see you on that course. August 17th to 20th, or October is going to be the 19th to the 22nd. Okay. More details are in the description in the various other videos we have as well. So let's go look at what we're going to cover today. It's going to be a fairly short one. It's really, really hot today. It's baking inside of this studio I have. I'm actually going to just do a quick kind of a switch over of the video for a second and take off my title and just switch over to number 2. So this, just wave from the back. This is the studio. This is kind of where I am. You notice I've got lots of lights to give you nice clean video and also the audio. Let's switch back to the main view and we'll switch back over here. Also, you probably see on the left hand or right hand side of the screen, you'll see a whole bunch of kind of links here. So this is one of my kind of collections for all the different certifications I do. So I do a whole bunch of them around databases, data scientists, AI. So there's a ton of different certifications I do, and I've got a new website that's currently being provisioned right now, and we'll be launching that out hopefully next week into for one of the videos. But let's go and look at where we picked up from yesterday. So we looked at clean, transform, and load data, Power BI Learn yesterday. Click on that. And that takes us into Microsoft Learn. And what I'm going to do is just going to step over kind of to the previous level. So I'm going to come into this section here. And in here, you can see that we got a number of modules. And I'm going to go into this link here. So the learning path for preparing for this certification. So click on that. And in here, we have all of the free resources. And we're going to go down to, we did get started. We've done that one. We looked at, not everything, but we looked at some of it. We looked at the learning path for data analysis yesterday. And we're going to look at model today. Now, again, I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just kind of giving you a bit of a real estate tour of the Microsoft Learn resources that's specifically for this associated certification. I do have some other episodes. Episode 2, which should have been at Wednesday, and episode 3 should be out today. Due to some workloads and the heat and everything else, I'm kind of running a little bit behind. So I need to probably get those done over the weekend now and get those out. So they're a little bit delayed, but normally every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will be doing a delivery of a new video, and I will catch up and get some into the pipeline ahead of time so that we have those ready. They're going to go out, say, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So 13 per calendar month. And in the DA-100, we're doing 52 different videos. So we're doing September, and we are doing, August, we're doing prepare the data. In September, we're doing model the data. We're then looking at visualize the data in October, and then we've got 2 smaller modules that are combined for analyze the data and deploy, maintain deliverables that are going to be in November. So there's 13 different videos, 52 videos per month. There's a couple of videos around kind of exam prep and studies and some other stuff, but generally, 50 of these videos are pretty much on content. So episode 1's already up. Episode 2 and 3 will be put out later this weekend, and then 4, 5, and 6 will go out on the normal cadence next week. Just had a really busy week. Okay, so let me get rid of this for a second. Click back to where we were. So that is the, if you want to know more about kind of the course itself, come in here. There is links in the description below. And if you aren't already kind of subscribing to the channel, kind of subscribe, get the notification bell running, and be able to get notified when we do it. We are doing, say, live stream every single day in August. From the 1st to the 31st, we're on day 7. So we're starting to get a feel. This is kind of my first time doing YouTubing. So I'm still learning the ropes a little bit on all the techniques and kind of everything ready. So let's kind of just check we have any comments in our chat window. Let me just bring it up. So if you are here, let's kind of, so it's saying that this volume's super low. So I've got it's literally at max. So hopefully that is a bit better. Let me kind of really put it close to where I am. And I'm going to have to check some of these volumes. Let me kind of, I don't know if there's anything else I can check here. One sec. Let me go to my app and see if I can increase the volume a little bit. So and see if I can just increase that volume at just a hair. Let me go in and go to the mic. And I'm going to increase the, where's the sound level? Just got to figure out where this is. Again, new to me, this technology. So So let's go to the mic setup and let me just boost the gain up a couple more dBs. Hopefully that is a little bit better for you guys. I'm gonna have to do I did some testing, it sounded fine my end, but I need to probably do some testing with other devices and see how it comes through. So hopefully that's a bit better. If it's a bit clippy, I do apologize, but I'm kind of just giving it a bit of a boost there. Okay, so let me kind of just check to kind of see that this thing works. So again, I've got Samuel. Hi Samuel, good to see you join us once more. Thank you for notifying about the sound. That's really awesome of you. And I'm sure we're going to have a better sound audio for it because of your input there. Excellent. So let's go and look at today's. So what we're going to do is, let me close a couple of these windows out, come back to this one, and we're going into model the data. Again, what we can do, there's a bunch of kind of introductory kind of modules, sessions there, kind of introduction to modeling, kind of what that is. So it takes you through. There's a good little video there, kind of by William, and you're going to just kind of flow through some of this. But we're going to go down to, where was the one I wanted actually? Let me go back a level. I think I skipped something there. Just make sure I've got the right one. Okay, so we did that one, and we've got this one here. Okay, so this is not the one I was looking for. Maybe let me just go back and click on browse. I'm just gonna, by the way, a little tip when you do Power BI, if you do Power BI with no space, it doesn't find it. You need to do Power BI with the space, and you'll find all the modules you want for. Otherwise, you can look down the left-hand side, and you can maybe pick the data analyst role, and you'll find a whole bunch of good results for Power BI there. And we're going to go into, we can kind of find which one it was. Where's the learning path? Let me just filter for learning path. And I want the 6-hour one. There's the one, create news. So if you go through and have a look at this, we've got different modules in here, and you can kind of go in and understand things like how you build relationships. So there's some good steps on how to do this. The labs I was thinking of was from yesterday, so we won't go back and look at that. But you do have yesterday's recording already uploaded, and you can go and watch that and take it through from there. But what we're trying to do is load data, mash up the data from different data sources into Power BI. So that could be Excel, that could be different ones. What I'm going to do is just launch Power BI, just kind of get a blank one running. Let me just kind of launch the app. It's very warm here, so I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Not because I'm on YouTube, it's just really warm. It's about 35, 36 degrees according to my calendar, my humidifier. Okay, so we've got a blank Power BI. We need to start with bringing some data in. So there's a couple of ways we can do that. We can go get data, and also we can kind of look at all the different data sources. There's some common ones, but we maybe kind of go and grab some data from maybe let's kind of click on more and show you some of the other ones as well. Let's kind of zone out a bit. I'm going to choose access database because I haven't done that one for a while. I'm going to go and pick the Power BI file that is I'll make some details into the description of where you can kind of access these files. So let me go grab that. And in here, it's like any other connector. We're going to then choose what we want to pull in. So here, if we have a quick look, we've got a number of queries or tables that we want to do, and we're going to kind of want to click on each one of these, maybe have a quick preview of what's in there. So I'm going to pick a couple of them. I'm going to pick check the boxes for a couple of these here. Might as well take them all in. And we're going to also see where it says see related tables. Now, if you're in something like SQL Server, you can pick like one table. So let me just let me actually just do this. Let me uncheck these. And I'm going to pick this sales fact tab. I'm going to click the related tables. And notice it's spinning its kind of wheels there up the top a little bit. And so it hasn't found anything related to that one. If I click one of the others and click see related tables, this potentially said didn't find anything. I've got another dialog on the other screen here. So I'm just going to click a few more and see if it comes up. Now it depends whether there's actually relationships built into this one. Let's see this final one. and nothing either. So I think there's no actual related tables, but Power BI will do a look at those once we bring those in. So we're going to do transform data, this one in the middle. So again, why is that not selecting? Okay, let's see. Oh, I've got a dialog open. No, this click off the dialog. There we go. So I've clicked on the transform, and that's going to open the Power Query editor system. You may be kind of looking at the top and going, oh, where's all this kind of additional information come from here? So if you want to learn where view those, you go into view. I've got to get these, and then you can kind of turn on some of these additional kind of entries here. So you turn them on and it gives you more details, profile, quality. And then when I select the specific column and go over, you can see I kind of get more information about that that column. I can hover over, we can see distinct values, and depends on what I'm doing there, whether I'm going to see also dependencies between those structures. Let me zoom out and then show you dependencies. So it's going to make that full fit screen and make that full size rather, and then do fit screen. And you can see here that we basically not loaded right now. So we're in the Power Query editor, we've not loaded, we're doing some editing on what we want to do, any transformations, etc. And when we do load, they will then show up as loaded. So we can come in and see what is loaded and not loaded. We also have a few different layout options, so kind of different ways of kind of seeing this in this tool. I kind of prefer the kind of top to bottom. I want to see kind of which files have which kind of components there. So let me close that. And let's go in onto our left-hand side. So you can see here we have, zoom in a little bit more, we have our report pane. That's where our visuals are. We've got our data pane, which is where we're going to spend some time now. And we have our model pane, where we can see the relationships and how these entities, these tables are related. So I'm going to click on the middle one first. Actually, let me just do the M1 and see what relationships we might have. Now notice we don't have any yet because I haven't loaded the model, and of course I've got to do some editing first. So actually what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to load the model it is and then go back and do some editing. So let's apply those changes. And now you'll see it's going to be creating the connections, loading the data. It's going to do some analysis and trying to work out whether there's actually any columns that can kind of be related to others. So it looks at the data type and the column name and tries to make some determinations, and also looks at the first 200 rows to determine whether the data types are. Now you may need to come in later on and go, actually I'm going to change some of those. So you might put a text in where you want to, or numeric where you want to maybe have it text. You may have a leading 0 for maybe something like a zip code or something like that. So you have to be aware that it's going to try and do its best for you, but you can come in and kind of override those settings. So we've got a few bits of data being loaded. We'll wait for a few more, and hopefully it won't take too long. You notice there's quite a large, well, not large, but the largest one is the sales fact table. The rest of them have stopped counting. So this one is just now waiting for the fact table to load. And let's kind of just zoom down and see if there's anything below that. So yeah, sentiment, manufacturer, date, geography by the looks of it, product, and sales fact. So we'll wait for that to load. I can't remember how many there were in this one. I don't think it was that many. But this is a local file, so I could be bringing data in from SQL Server or one of the other. Now it's detected the relationships, and we now have some of the tables are related. So what I'm going to just do is actually first off, let's go down to the bottom and do auto fit. So I'll just actually zoom it up a little bit, and then do that, and then do size it. Notice I've got, if I select some of these entries, let's move that into place a little bit, and then I'll kind of explain some of the stuff that we have here. It does a bit of a reasonable job, but it's kind of like leaving like, oh man, just like a few more millimeters and you'll be perfect. So I kind of get annoyed with some of the ways it kind of lays things out. But also I'm looking at the filters. I'm looking at kind of the arrows, the way that these arrows are facing. Like this one is kind of going in this direction down. So we've got the one side and then we got the many side. So we look at the arrow direction, and so I'm trying to kind of find the ones which are filtering. So this BI product is filtering down to sales fact, which is then also filtering down. Let's kind of move this one over to here to my date table. So I kind of have two so I have two filters coming into there. One is the date and one is the product, but I also have a filter coming in from the manufacturer into my product, and my sentiment is being fed out from the product one. So kind of just roughly round about there. I'm a little bit kind of like moves up, and this one is not related at all. Now we may want to go and look at that data later on, but notice there's one thing on this screen. These are solid, and this one is in dotted, which means that that one is an inactive relationship. And we can potentially, we've got the relationship, we can use it if we want to use it in some of the measures. But essentially, there's probably a reason if I try and make that live, let's go and just click on it and try and make it active, it's going to complain because essentially there's a relationship that will kind of be affected already that's in there. So we have to have one or the other. Now it means I can keep this one between sentiment and manufacturer, but I'm going to have to use code to then make use of this this relationship. Okay, so we got on that. Let's zoom out first. Cool. Okay, so let's go look at some data. And we can see the data, we can see the types, we got some month data in here. We've got obviously a date table. And one of the things you might do then is also come in and actually want to kind of manage that to make that a date table. So one of the things we can do is kind of, just go in and maybe determine whether this is a date table if we want to have it there. There's some additional table tools we can kind of use to manage relationships between it. But I would probably remove that date table and build my own using DAX. But for now, right off the gate, out with a sample, we're good to go. We're going to use what's in the database already. Then we're getting into more interesting ones. We've got obviously manufacturer, we've got product, and we probably the most interesting one is the fact sales table. So this is our fact table, and the others are manufacturer, geo, etc., are dimensional tables. And we've got kind of a star schema type approach. When we look at this, it's kind of radiating out in some way with kind of dimensions to other locations. Okay, so that's kind of the main thing. If we're going to go and do transformations, we're going to come in and we're going to then pick an individual like the SACS fail, the BI sales fact. I'm just going to call that sales. I'm just going to rename that as sales. And notice as I make that change, it's automatically done that. Now, what I can then do is go in and, you know what, I'm going to look at this zip code, and it's got a number, it's got a zip, and it's in a ABC. So it's already in text. Now, I've seen people going, oh, we're going, I want to, it looks like it numbers, but you may find there's something like a preceding 0 on some of this data. So example, you can see there's preceding 0. Now, notice what I would do if I change that to a whole number. And then you'll see that kind of the 0 is missing. So that's going to really mess up the data set. So there's things you need to be aware of when you're kind of doing this stuff, just to kind of check what you're doing and look at the things and say, okay, well, should I need that leading 0, for example? Okay, so it's going to, now we made a change there, and we want to kind of revert that change. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. I can obviously go back, but I'm going to go to my applied steps, and I'm going to go to this little X and just untick it. And that essentially, all that did is that put it back to the previous step. So what we had, and we can see this in the advanced editor, we have the steps that are being performed in sequential order. So the order of these steps is important. And wrong one. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to just kind of add that that step in again, just to kind of showcase. If I now go and look at the editor, you notice I have another step in there, and in this case we're changing it to the int64 data type, and we're doing a transform on the type. So what you're doing over time is you're building out there. So let's look. We got this one is a date table or column, and it's not a date type. So let me go and make that date. Notice now I didn't get an additional entry here in change type, but if I go look at the advanced editor again, you'll see what's happened now. We've got a nested set of entries. We've got the first one, and then we've got the second one. So we've got one transformation step, but it's kind of doing them both at the same time. It's performing that zip to a whole number, and it's performing the date column to a date type. Yeah, we got that right. And what I could do is even, this is kind of one thing I really like about the technology, is like, I'm just going to copy all of that text, cancel, come down and go to home and go to a new blank query. And what I'm going to do is go straight in. That just says query 1. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go to the advanced editor. I'm going to just basically replace all of that and click done. And what I have is query on now. So this is my copy of sales. So I use the code as a transformation. So the wizard, when you're kind of clicking stuff and clicking the drop down and using that, essentially you're building up all these steps. This is M code, mashup code, and essentially we're then going to run that. So I'm just going to do close and apply. It's going to run all the code. It's going to apply the changes. It would do everything I've asked it to do. It's going to load that data. Notice some were already done, valuations completed. Some, it's basically only doing the two new columns or tables or queries that I kind of make changes to. So I already had it loaded into the model. I went in, make some changes. It kind of knows that these are just the changes I made. It's going to reload the data set from that. Okay, and once it's in there, I can then start building some, so once this is done and that's completed, that's one of the, not challenges, but kind of, I have to wait now until these query changes are applied. And once they've been applied, and you notice obviously there was quite like a bit of data in there. So copy of sales and sales. What did I do? I changed the data type on the sales. So that was a change to that. So it's got to reload that data model. And we've got copy of sales. So we've got another copy of that table data set with the changes that were in the code. So that one also has some data type changes as well. So this will, I think, kind of looks like it's about halfway there. So while it's doing that, let's go over to just check we have anything in our chat window. Fortunately, I have many screens, but I don't have enough screens to put everything up. And yes, cancel on that. And it's kind of just, let's check. I'm really just testing my my capabilities there. So looks like you've got better audio. I think it's because it's closer, and I did put a bit of a boost on there. So I'm glad you have better audio. We do want better audio. Hopefully the visual's quite good as well. It is getting pretty warm in here, so I'm having to wipe my my brow a few times here. That's nearly done. Let's go and click back to this one here, and it's going to bring up the ticket tailor. Now I've got a new site which is actually being provisioned where you can do all the ordering, but I just want to kind of go and explore this a little bit. So this is the DA-100 certification. This is the 4-day, the dates Monday to Thursday and BSD. You're probably patiently waiting for that code word. Let's do the code word. Let's do the competition code word. Let's kind of bring that up. So competition time. We have a code word. We did it started last Sunday, and that was day 1. We're up to day 6 now. There's 6 days, and we're now going to open the competition tomorrow. So that's going to kind of be available for you to enter. There'll be 4 days of it being open, and then on the Wednesday next week, we'll do the drawing and let kind of the winners know and give you the discount codes. And you can come to the site that I was just looking at, and you'll be able to put a code in. We do have a code kind of I think there's one set up. Oh, need to press the number there. You're going to get a code. You fill in your details, and we may kind of be changing it from this site to the new site. Depends on when the new sites are available. If it's ready in time, it may not be ready for the August one. It will be ready for the next one, which is the October one. So same course, repeating it again, both at $895 normal price. You will at least get a 25% discount if you enter the competition, 50% if you win one of the daily prizes, and 100% if you win the grand prize. And that is going to be an awesome thing. And then you can really kind of hone in on what's required to learn the skills that are being measured by the certification. So we have the exam certification. Go to the top, go to certifications and browse that. And I'm just going to do the DA-100 here. Go into that exam and take you down to the bottom of here and go into the training and certification guide. Sorry, journey to certification. It was always to be on the right hand side. Now they've moved it to the left. And in here, this is where, let me just zone that in a little bit. This is where, also come out a little bit. There we go. This is where you're going to kind of decide what kind of skills you're going to need to kind of learn. There's some materials and some role IQ from Pluralsight to test your knowledge. I'm going to do some more episodes so you'll be able to kind of follow through these August, September, October, November episodes with the 52 episodes we have to kind of learn and cover all the material. And there's also going to be some labs and stuff in Microsoft Learn, etc. So over the next few months we will kind of cover this in a lot more detail, but that is the course that we're related to. This is the official course that is the instructor-led course that we are related to. If you click on that link, it takes you through to that. Okay, right, so let me get rid of a couple of those. I just get off the competition. So the keyword mixer, because we're mixing data in Power BI, so I'm using the word mixer for today's code word. You want to know what's the code words for the first 5 days. I'm not going to give you them here. They are in the recordings, so do go and watch the recordings. You'll get the code words. There's one per day, and so the competition will be open tomorrow. I have all details to share with you later. Okay, so I've got my dinner waiting for me patiently next door, getting cold, so I'm going to start wrapping this one up. So we will be putting more details into this section here, but you can also kind of access this in the description below. There's a link to the mind map, which is going to explore, and as we go through, we'll add more content and links and more details. But that is a wrap for today, and we're going to say stay safe. Come back for another live stream, another video, and we thumbs up if you like the content. If you have some comments, please put those in the comments as well. And otherwise, we are, I'm just going to check that we are done for now, and we will see you next video. Bye bye.